Hey there, I'm Jessie the Storyteller. For as long as I can remember, I have lived in a world of words. I love the way that words dance across pages of print, and I remember growing up in Nigeria. There are so many different stories that our parents and our grandparents would tell us about life and culture and lessons. All of these narratives were meant to help us get a better understanding of how to interact with each other, communicate, and find different ways to understand the consequences of doing the right thing or doing the wrong thing in so many different ways. Stories have always been part of my life. And I think even before I came to understand, my grandfather knew that I was going to be a storyteller. I remember one of our trips in the 90s when we were getting ready to head back. He told me, "What stories are you going to tell people when you go back to America?" And he reminded me to tell them of the beautiful experiences in Nigeria and the beauty of Nigerian people. And he concluded that conversation with me by telling me that you are a storyteller. Fast forward, a lot of my life has been involved in writing stories and researching stories and producing stories in different ways. And so right now in this moment, I am joining my fellow Life Leap community members in a challenge. 100 days of storytelling in a way on YouTube. That's a daunting task. Posting content every day. Some might say, what do you get out of this? What's the reason? What's the purpose? Good question. As I think about it, it really also is about creating a space for sharing one's voice, not only about things that they're passionate about, while also creating a space for community. And also in building and creating that community, providing individuals with a guide, a framework, or experiences that can make a difference in so many different ways. So I'm excited about taking part in this challenge. I'm nervous about taking part in this challenge. I also know that stepping into embracing being a storyteller also creates an opportunity for me to merge that into a dream of mine that has been coming to life in little ways. I started talking and I found my voice in terms of sharing this dream of mine on Instagram, and I call it Pause a Performance. For me, it's become a space and experience where I've been working to honor my truth, release what no longer serves me, and also reconnect with my whole self. And let's face it, in a world that constantly rewards doing, Pause the Performance invites us to rediscover the power of simply being. It's giving me a platform and opportunity to merge storytelling and wellness and explore what happens when we stop performing for approval and start listening to our inner truth. So as part of this challenge, I know that I'll talk about Pause the Performance and, share reflective storytelling experiences and guided conversations and intentional practices to help not only me, but then also others unpack the layers of self that often get hidden behind productivity, perfection, and people pleasing. Because let's face it, we've all been there. And as our little community here starts to grow, I would love us to explore themes connected to rest and authenticity, identity, and emotional renewal, so that we can learn how to rewrite our personal narratives from a place of presence rather than pressure. To me, Pause the Performance is more than this series. It's an invitation to breathe, to honor your story, and to reconnect with the parts of yourself that have been waiting to be heard. Because the truth is, healing begins when you stop performing and start becoming whole. And while that will be part of what I share in this 100-day challenge, I also know that I will dig into a collection of some of my favorite stories and share those stories with you. Because the truth is, we all have stories to tell. We all have stories to share. We all have stories that we want to hear. And so I'm joining this challenge, and I'm inviting you to join me in this little corner and in this world that I'm going to create. And we'll take this journey together. See you tomorrow.